Greetings, beloved light warriors. It's Saratoga, and this is your weekly focus card reading for the week beginning July 12th through July 18th, 2021. And if you are new to my channel, you should know that I do this every Sunday so that we can reset our focus and our energy for the coming week ahead. And then I do my on-camera videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. Okay, let's get into this week's reading. And I also want you all to know that I do these readings in the context of ascension and of our awakening journey, our evolution on this planet overall. Okay, so this is a very beautiful card. As you can see, it says the sun. It has a number 1 at the top, and then this beautiful sun and all kinds of symbolism in nature that the sun is radiating over. I also want to encourage you all, because there's so much symbolism in this card, if you see anything special in here that you feel pertains to you personally, please feel free to take that meaning for yourself. If you want to share any of those meanings in the comments below, you can feel free to do that as well. Okay, so clearly to me, this card has to do with centering. How do we want to center ourselves, and the fact that it is extremely important right now that we are centered. So the sun represents so many things. The first thing that comes to mind for me is that the sun is clearly the center of our solar system. And our connection to the sun is truly vital. I think we maybe tend to take it for granted because it's just so ever present. But if you think about the role of the sun in this planet's evolution, in this planet's life cycle, in all of our life cycles, it's quite profound. So I do feel there's a primary message from this card that we need to be a lot more aligned with our central star, the sun at the center of the solar system. But I'm going to take that a step further, because I also feel that we also need to be aligned with the center of our galaxy, because all of these celestial bodies function in alignment with each other, and we as human beings, we need to come into alignment with these celestial bodies. We get so caught up in all the distractions that are thrown at us on this planet, the chaos, the craziness. I mean, we are put in a constant state of having to process and deal with all this junk that's constantly being thrown at us that really has little or nothing to do with who we really are and our natural place in this universe. So I think this card is very strongly saying, and the number 1 at the top is kind of like your first priority. Your first priority is alignment with the natural universe, is alignment with our sun, the center of our galaxy, our planet's place in the solar system, and all of the nature that evolves and manifests on this earth as a result of the placement of these celestial bodies. Because we're very much connected to the center of our galaxy, so I don't want to leave that out. Our solar system is not like sitting out alone in space somewhere. There's an interconnectedness with all of the star systems and galaxies and everything throughout this universe. We don't have to mentally understand it all in order to be aligned with it. That's the beauty of the reality of nature. We do not have to be able to mentally analyze everything. See, that's what the ego wants to do. The ego has a desperate need to be in control of your entire perception. So the ego's position is often, well, you know, if I can't understand it, and if somebody can't explain it, and if somebody doesn't have some scientific justifiable proof for its existence, then as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't exist, or it's utterly irrelevant. That's the position the ego likes to take. So I think the ego, in a way, is the primary influence, unfortunately, that prevents our beautiful and perfect alignment with all of these massive, incredible celestial structures that we are inherently a part of. So maybe this is just a reminder to, put that ego aside and get in touch with your true center. It's so amazing too when you think about it. The sun is all about light and radiance. That's who we are as spiritual beings. That's who we are at our core. We also have, at our core, we are light, we are radiance, we are warmth. We reflect that power that the sun has to give life. So light that radiates, think about this on a physical level. The light that radiates from the sun gives birth to so much life and nature. Let's look at the image for a moment in this card of this woman is sitting in what appears to be a bowl of water with some lotus flowers. There are some artistic things around, a musical instrument, some paintbrushes, what looks like a book. We have a baby there, which obviously would indicate new life, right? And also the renewal of life. So what it really says to me is that this light, it's not just the sun. On a physical level, it's the sun that brings about the amazing beauty of creation in nature. And in a spiritual sense, within us, our light brings forth our creation as artists, as cosmic creators, as cosmic beings. There is such a wealth of beautiful, incredible, inspiring experiences that are available to us that we tend to miss because of all the distractions, right? Because the controllers of this planet do not want us aligning with any of this. They want to keep us in fear. They want to keep us shut down. They want to keep us as unconscious as possible. And in doing so, if we fall into that trap, we are missing the most amazing experience of life that one could ever imagine. So let's look for a moment at a few of the aspects on this card. I think I want to take a look at the lotus flowers for a moment. And the fact that they're in water, because water often indicates emotion. So emotions are really energy. You can think of it as how your energy is flowing emotionally through your body. The outer world wants to pull that emotional energy away from you. It wants to take that energy by distracting you, by getting your attention, by saying, look over here, this is important, this is important. This terrible thing that's happening is what needs all of your attention. And you know, that kind of stuff. You all know how that goes, right? We want to consolidate our emotional energy, and that's kind of like all that water is in a bowl. It's consolidated and it's peaceful. So when you retain command of your emotional energy and your emotional experience, and you keep that energy in a peaceful state because you're aligned with all of these principles in this universe that are natural, starting with the sun, starting with your inner light, starting with that radiance of a radiant flow of energy from within to the outer world in the form of creation and creativity. When your emotions are calm and stable, you experience life in a transcendent way. And that's often what the lotus flower symbolizes, right? It symbolizes transcendence, transcending the ugliness that happens to also exist on this planet, unfortunately, right? So, as I was saying, this is all about centering in nature, centering from the light within, centering in alignment with the sun, with the center of the galaxy, and with nature. So, I don't think it's only about centering. I think the message is also about alignment. When we are aligned in our natural state, we are able to create. We are able to create in accordance with nature and ourselves. And let me just be more specific what I mean by that. The important thing to understand here, this is so important, and I almost never hear anyone talk about this. We human beings are also nature. Okay, we're so conditioned to see ourselves as separate from nature, as not a part of nature, as the observers of nature, We say things like, I'm going to go out in nature today. You are nature. Everything about you is nature. There's an entire artificial world and artificial paradigm that has been built all around our humanity, all around our planetary Earth, that is the very thing causing us to experience ourselves as separate from nature. So I think there's also a very strong message here to break down those artificial barriers of consciousness that create a false perception that we are not a part of nature and nature is separate from us. That's absolutely false. We are part of the beauty of this planet and the beauty in this universe. Isn't that amazing when you really think of it? We are like the gods and goddesses of this earth. We truly are. And we can only say that when we understand that we are a part of nature on this planet and also a part of nature in the cosmos in a cosmic sense. So I kind of see this card and this message as an invitation, inviting us to step back into the real world that exists right now, the real world of truth and nature and alignment and creativity and creation. An invitation to step back into that world and realize that it is present now. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's just that our experience of it has been eclipsed by the artificial nature of this massive artificial kingdom that is trying to take over the planet. So we can actually be living like the lotus. We can be living in this world and with all the chaos and the craziness and the sadness and the pain and everything that everybody's going through right now. We can be living in that physically, but experientially, we can be living in paradise. Seriously, if we open our eyes, if we realize the beauty of the universe that we live inside of. And I want to point out one other thing, just about this whole idea of going into space to go into the universe. I sometimes think it would be really helpful for us if we could realign our perspective about our place in the universe. Because I think Earth has been isolated for so long that we tend to falsely perceive that the universe is out there. It's not here, it's out there. And that's why people want to go into space and go to other planets, and that's all fine. I wouldn't want to go to Mars personally. It's kind of barren. This place is a paradise. I don't think I'd want to go to a different planet, certainly not in this solar system. But it's like we are in space. We're on a planet that supports life, that supports us beautifully. It not only supports life, it supports us, all of this beauty and this beautiful life that it is just everywhere. I mean, what could be more magical than that, right? We actually live on a very magical planet. We actually live in an incredibly magical place. Look at nature. How much more magic could you want? It's incredible. So just to conclude this, I see this card as offering an invitation, offering an opening. Step back into who you really are. Step back into alignment with your sun, with your inner light, with your inner radiance, with the warmth and beauty that the sun reflects of the same warmth and beauty that you hold within you in love. Come into, let yourself let go and come into a harmonious alignment with the galaxy, with the center of the galaxy, and imagine the incredible beauty that you are an integral part of. Look at the nature all around you. Look at the beauty, the color, the light, the richness of it all. And then let yourself be inspired. Let yourself be inspired to create. Maybe you want to create some form of art, or maybe you want your life to be your art. That's a wonderful challenge. See if you can think of your life as being your art, and you are the cosmic artist who is creating that art. Okay, so I hope you've gotten the spirit of this. The other thing I'll say, just because that baby in the image has caught my attention a couple of times here, the baby, I think, really indicates renewed life. So when we come into alignment in the ways that I've been talking about here, we're going to feel a tremendous renewal of life within ourselves, a renewal. See, here's the thing, who we really are is infinite, it's a constant, and it's permanent. So when we get in alignment with that, when we get in alignment with nature and all the things that I've been talking about here, it automatically renews our physical body. It automatically renews our energy. It renews our spirit, our mind, our emotions, our heart, our entire beingness. So, yeah, I hope this has inspired you to recognize that the incredibleness of life is all around you. And all you have to do is awaken to the experience. All you have to do is turn away from the distractions and the lies and the manipulation and all the junk that we're told we're supposed to be paying all this attention to, and just come back to that center, come back to that place within, and realize that you have the most amazing abundance of beauty and magic within you and all around you. Okay, so I hope that has inspired you and uplifted you, and I'm wishing you all a wonderful week ahead, and I so look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Have a beautiful week, everyone. Much love. Namaste.